Ooh, fancy. Well, not really. Are we kidding? Anthem! Now, this is the... What is it this thing has been referred to as? The VIP demo. Which means you have to have pre-ordered it basically before now to be able to do this. Huh. It is not currently available. Oh, well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much. Okay, so we're back in. I've managed to get in once before this and no messages. Join that, purchase today. I'll admit, hands up straight away. I already have. Control your javelin, check out the keys. Blah, 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 blah. First thing you have to do is go and talk to somebody. We're not going to get into that part of the demo, but I can see where the whole Destiny side of this is coming from, because it does remind me a lot of the tower in Destiny. Not seeing where the Borderlands and Warframe side of this come in, but I have tried several times to get out there and actually play the game, but I'm not having much luck. Annoyingly though, and actually is kind of annoying, I've just noticed, wouldn't this be like the operator's quarters on the orbiter? Little control where they control... Yeah, okay, now I'm starting to see where aspects of Warframe come into this. It's not supposed to. It's not in conjunction with. This has nothing to do with Warframe. It's just what people are calling it. It's like Destiny meets Warframe meets Borderlands. I'm seeing a very medieval type feel to this, but it could just be the castle. But I mean, look at it. It's actually quite beautiful surroundings here. I was kind of astonished the first time I came in here because it looks really nice, the graphics on this. But for, what is it, one of the major games of 2019, because of the hype that's behind this, anything less than absolute amazement, a lot of people would just simply not bother with it. The flags are moving, but you'll notice the fabric, that looks like it's moving on the left. The rest of it isn't. There's a breeze, that should also be moving. Small little details like that, like the red one that's hanging right there, isn't moving. Everything else is. This one isn't moving. Things like that can be forgiven because a lot of the people in here... Oh wait, can I go that way? Yes. Back to before, one of the annoying things in this game, while you're in this area, the quarters, the castle, whatever this is actually called, you cannot run. You cannot jump. Oh, wait, did I just stumble across the run function? Is that running? Yes, okay. It is very small increase, but there is a run function. I cannot believe it's taken me that long to do this. I have not been able to get into the suit of armor yet, though. To modify it, you have to go to the forge, pressing F, which I thought was quite funny, because, you know, press F to pay respects, and, ugh, I can't believe I said that. This is where you can upgrade your javelin. Don't really have much of a choice of what you can actually do, because this is, remember, a demo, but the support gear wasn't fitted, the crafting system isn't really there at the moment. The appearance stuff is, you can buy things for coins during the demo. They all cost 25. I think I have 20, nope, I don't have 25 left. You start with 100, and I spent it all buying the shoulders, the chest. I think I bought the legs as well, but I can't pick up the helmet because I stupidly bought I think it was a colour thing. Paint. Yeah, I stupidly bought that, which added a weird, what is it, techno camo effect to it. Or is it techno? Yeah, because it's the more square one. Don't skip it. Please don't skip it. For some reason, it skips this animation every single time. And it's not doing it for once. Yes. Yes. Haha. But you started with the Ranger Javelin that is used most by the... honestly can't remember what they called themselves, the Frontier Fighters. And it was a pretty good all-round thing. It shot rockets and throws grenades, and as the starting Javelin, assuming that's what this is, because it says it is the most commonly used by the Frontier Fighters, this thing was well balanced between the armor, the health, the speed, and the abilities, the gear that it has. It was the weapons that seemed to be the big letdown during the demo. They should have made it easier. Most demos, considering you started at level 10 and can only max at level 15, most other demos would be, this is what the game can be like when you played it for a bit, which is what this basically was, level 10 to 15. Here are some of the amazing weapons you can get, and it's slightly easier than the actual game is because you have skipped the initial tutorial playthrough trying to get decent stuff, and it just throws you in with some good stuff, so you go, oh, this game's actually pretty easy, until you buy it and go, well, that demo was a straight up lie. They didn't seem to do that. The weapons, they started pretty good, but the letdown scale of this was actually kind of big. But the Ranger was the first of the Javelins. The Colossus was more of a... to be honest, it reminded me a hell of a lot like Titanfall. The big titans that come down. This was exactly what I expected. It was heavily armoured, slow. It's just... I was hoping to be able to fly into the middle of battle with this thing, drop in, beat the living hell out of enemies, and then turn around, basically fight your way back towards your allies where you've already taken out or dealt a big blow to the enemies. And it kind of felt more of a letdown with this Javelin than anything else. It looks nice, it's silly slow, but like everything in this was kind of a base version of it. There was no amazing upgrades, the masterwork legendary side of this just kind of... it wasn't there because it only goes to level 15, so it was not as impressive as I was hoping it was going to be, mainly because I very quickly moved on to the Interceptor that was definitely more agile, the jumps were much better, and visually much more appealing, had the speed, but is stupidly weak. The amount of times I died as this Interceptor was more than I died with the Ranger and Colossus combined. Not to mention the fact that upon completing the Matthias side mission of this, you can go into... it's like a free roam, there is different missions that pop up type thing, and it was about 40 minutes long. I had to do this thing twice because the first one didn't save for some reason and I never gained any levels from it. The items did actually stay because I got one rare type thing from it. The rest of it just didn't save with this thing. That's just because it's a demo, I'm assuming it's a bug. The second time it did the same thing, and as much as I wanted to like the Interceptor because it jumped amazingly, it has lovely animations to it, the acrobatic side of it was really fun to actually use. This was probably out of the four of them, this was probably the most fun to actually use because I found myself jumping into battle, taking a heap of damage very quickly and running away, which just gave you something to do rather than stand there and shoot enemies at long range. It was fun, but just because it wasn't saving, this was another Javelin that I ended up going, well, like the Colossus, it could be good given time, work, gear, weapons. Yeah, definitely could be a good one, but because it wasn't saving, I very quickly went goodbye and moved on to the Storm. And this is probably the one I'm going to work towards getting because that kind of glide animation for running instead of running, the cape, was all good and all, but the fact that he has a shield as his ability, shall we call it that? And the gear kind of shoots the electric. Now the Interceptor had the same kind of thing with her glaive, but the Storm, yeah, it was a bit shorter range, but you could aim it so much better than that glaive was. But his other weird ability was kind of a laser beam, and it was very short ranged, and this guy was... It's weird to calculate where this guy falls into it. The Interceptor was quick at getting in and getting out. This guy was quick at getting in, but very slow on getting back out of a battle, because the shield would definitely has to be deployed, otherwise you will just take heaps of damage. And did seem to have more armor than the Interceptor had, but all of this aside, it's just visually this guy was so much more to the model itself and the way that it worked appealing to me than the Interceptor was. That was probably the better of the two javelins, because it could get into battle very quickly and get back out, shot that weird grenade thing, had the glaive. I prefer the shields than anything else, because it allows you to get almost completely into battle, put the shield up, and it stops projectiles. This is kind of how I've played with games for a long time. That, or I sit the distance shooting with a sniper rifle, or just jump straight into battle with a heavy javelin, like this one with the Colossus, which is why I'm not giving up on any of these. But I mean, I'm looking more forward to actually using them and being able to upgrade them than using them as the stock thing. You could build stuff, but I didn't get too much into the building side of this because I was concentrating more on trying to actually play the game than play the forge side of it, with the crafting of upgrades and gear. And the weapons dropped quite sporadically as well, to the point where you will end up with quite a few different weapons to run. I like the order that they put in, and as expected, I did end up running a sniper rifle. The different combinations was nice, and yeah, my hype, once you ignore all the little things, while actually recording this, went back up for this. At first it was kind of annoying, and just looking through all the footage, it was like, okay, it might have been 40 minutes long. While playing it, I was getting really sick of it, but I enjoyed playing it. That 40 minutes passed really quickly, and if you don't enjoy a game, it's not worth playing it. If I didn't enjoy this, I wouldn't have played one mission for 40 minutes. I would have turned it off. So it was obviously fun to play. But with it coming out on the 22nd of February, I think it is, I think I will see if was this game actually fun, or was it just sucky decision until it's actually out, and start playing there to see where it starts you from and how the game starts. If it starts really bad and gets better, then it could be a good game. If it starts good and starts to get worse, yeah, it's a bad game. Until then, don't know. The demo was a lot of fun if you ignore comparing it to other games and the many people complaining about microtransactions that, well, you don't have to microtransaction. You can build things, and as long as you don't care what you look like, you can still play the game anyway. So ignoring microtransactions and comparing it to other games, the actual playing of the game, I enjoyed. And I enjoyed it just enough, it justified the pre-order, but would still not recommend pre-ordering this through Origin, on PC at least, because it is still stupidly over the price that this game should actually have been, considering you can go and buy a physical copy of it for about $15, $20 less than buying it to download. When, really, if you go and buy it, you can be playing it before it's unlocked through the Origin app on PC. Complete waste of money pre-ordering this game. And yes, my voice seems to have changed slightly towards the end of this video, so we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.